So, kamusta sa inyong lahat? Ako nga pala si Ardo at ngayon magbabasa ako ng mga various Reddit stories na sa palagay ko ay mga nakakatakot at para hindi ko na masayang yung oras niyo, basahin na natin yung first story na nakita ko. So, ito ay posted ni Oki Needleworker 2497. Madaling araw, pasok ko nung grade 2 or 4 at ako nun, kailangan ko magising ng 5 AM kasi may flag ceremony by 6. Bawal malate kasi maldita yung teacher ko, matandang dalaga. After ko maligo, magsusuklay ako sa harap ng salamin sa may salas. Kalagitnaan ng pagsusuklay ko, tinawag ako ng mama ko na nagluluto sa kusina. So naalis tingin ko sa salamin at napunta sa direksyon niya. Nag-usap kami saglit tapos pagtingin ko sa salamin, nagsusuklay pa rin reflection ko. There was this one time I had to be alone as a kid at home since parents needed to work. Na-force ako na mag-isa sa bahay ng gabi for 4 to 6 hours until my dad comes home from work. So about my mom was just about to leave house, she always made sure to say goodbye to me and retell the things I need to do if anything happens. Alala ko pa na ako nagsara ng pinto nung pagkalis niya. Fast forward a couple hours, I started to notice something that don't happen on my usual night. To a point na lagi akong tumitingin sa likod ko every few minutes. Our apartment floor creaking behind with just me playing games in my PC. Was 110% sure no one else was there. At this point, I was paranoid if someone managed to break in our apartment unit on second floor without me noticing. So I checked bedroom and bathroom, both no one was there. Came back lounge to play PC or leave. Moments later, I hear my mom call me out from the bathroom as if she'd never left. I couldn't go back for the second time just right after I finished checking. It just doesn't feel right. Everything just felt heavy. I called back by shouting out to her, but nothing changed. Just constantly shouting my name like she wanted me to go there. She did this about 3 to 5 times until we had power cut. Bailed the moment our electricity died, not staying there to die. 8 years old ako nun, maggagabi na, nag-decide ako bumaba sa ground floor kasi feeling ko may nakatingin sa akin habang naglalaro kasama yung pamangkin ko na baby sa taas ng old house namin. Nung nasa baba na ako ng hagdan, tumingin ako sa taas ng stairs. May white lady talaga ako nakita, walang ulo, tapos tumakbo na ako palabas kasama yung pamangkin ko. Noong namatay lolo ko, inimbalsa mo siya sa ground floor. Malayong town sa probinsya kaya ganito sistema. Nag-brownout pa. Tapos inutusan ng tita ko ang pinsan ko na kunin dede ng kapatid niya sa second floor. Mag-isa lang siya tapos may dalang kandila. Pababa na raw siya nang may umihip sa kandila at naramdaman niya hininga sa pisngi niya. I remember when I was a kid sa old house ng lola ko here sa province. There was this old long mirror like the ones that you see in old houses. Then one time I was waiting for my mom kasi aalis kami. I was sitting down and looking at my reflection sa mirror. And suddenly my reflection got up and smiled at me. I still remember it to this day. Then after noon I felt sick and tired na ewan. Nakalagnat ako for 2 days and told my lola about what just happened. Then she told me na nabati daw ako ng mga engkanto or something. Then after noon tinago na yung mirror and never ko na ulit siya nakita. And ever since noon my lola would always light a candle every Friday as an offering so the engkantos won't bother na. Noong high school kami, ang intense ng discussion ng proof namin tapos biglang tinawag siya ng kaklase namin sa likod. Napatigil proof ko, may tinitigan siya tapos binuksan niya pintuan. May sinundan ng tingin hanggang sa sinarada niya na pintuan. Turns out may nakiupo sa class namin na dating student ng school. Doon siya sa upuan ng absent namin kaklase. Maganda, maputi, mahaba ang buhok. Suot niya pa old uniform ng school. Victim daw nung sikat na rape case nung araw. Sabi ng proof namin, kaya nga ang ganda ng discussion natin para walang lumingon sa likod, baka makita nyo pa. This university grounds, De La Salle Morgue. These university grounds had a long history before the campus became part of the prestigious DLSU family. The area was known for crime families dumping bodies there even before the buildings were built. But in its early days as a college during the ill-fated Ormoc tragedy, the bodies of the unclaimed victims are said to have been shipped to the college, which had been a medical building and used for whatever purposes. The first morgue was underground in this building, starting with an E. You can actually see half of now boarded windows popping out from concrete. The building itself was ominous and dark compared to the other nearby facilities, even long after the medical college moved. My batch heard all the rumors of the school and one bored evening decided to taunt its paranormal residents with the spirit of the glass. Some of my classmates were known sensitives. They tried to stop the others. We decided to step out of the classroom. Next thing we knew, our main girl started screaming. She saw a bloodied, angry face at the corner of the classroom. Another was grabbed. For 2 weeks, Those who participated experienced nightmares, the feeling of being followed to their dorms. We don't speak of the incident, but until we graduated, we all agreed as a batch to never take classes past 6 p.m. And if we do, we have to live together as a group. Ito simpleng creepy lang. I had an ex who was a single mother at the time. We were together. Her kid, let's call her Mimi, was 2 years old. Whenever I visited their home, Mimi would occasionally talk to her imaginary friends, whom she calls Tito Minen and Monmontori. She would point to areas of the house where she can supposedly see and interact with the two friends. My ex, her parents, and her siblings all swear that they have never experienced anything that would suggest ghosts or other supernatural beings occupy their home. So what makes it creepy? Mimi has 2 cousins who are about 4 and 5 years older than her. Those cousins, kids of my ex-sibling, previously lived in the house and later on just moved out to their own home years before my ex gave birth to Mimi. Okay, I know what you're thinking. No, the 2 cousins are still alive. They are not ghosts. Here's the thing. When those 2 cousins were still living in the same home 2 years before, they also had 2 imaginary friends whom they talked to and apparently played with a lot. Can you guess what the names of the 2 friends are? Chicho Menen and Monmontori. I asked if it's possible for the cousins to suggest those 2 names to Mimi. Ex and her siblings say the 2 cousins have already long forgotten about their imaginary friends when Mimi was born. As far as they can remember, Mimi just spontaneously came up with Tito Menen and Monmontori on her own. Since this was long ago, I might get a few details wrong, but generally that's the story. I also tried googling those 2 names to see if they resemble some pop culture reference that I was not aware of. Came up with nothing. Internship days namin 2017. Nag-decide kami ng mga OJT buddies ko na pumasok sa office right after the Saturday classes namin. Walang tao since weekend off ng tao doon and will make our task easier kasi di na kami makakaabala sa mga nagtatrabaho during weekdays. IT support kami so kailangan namin i-check lahat ng desktop sa buong office building. Then may pinuntahan kami sa isang floor tapos habang may inaayos kami may tumunog na parang background music ng isang lumang video game. Take note na kami lang tao sa floor na yon. Nagkatinginan kami lahat tapos chinek namin phone namin lahat kung may tumawag o baka may ng trip kasi wala talaga. Never namin binalikan yung floor na yon hanggang sa matapos internship namin. Nangyari ito noong 2016 sa first workplace ko. I am a librarian by profession and sa kasamaang palad yung library, one room kind of small, nasa secluded part ng main building. Katabi ng library yung computer room. The library only have visitors during lunch break at uwian. Isang Saturday, we have to go to work for parents' day yata yun. Nung pauwi na kami, naisipan ko i-check yung comp lab kasi wala naman magkukusa magpatay ng ilaw doon pati ng internet. Pagpasok ko napansin ko na malamig kahit patay yung aircon. Pero keeper na lang, tuloy-tuloy ako doon sa main switch ng internet. Then habang nakabend ako para hugutin yung sakit sa socket, I heard singing. Sounds like a children's choir pero hindi Tagalog or English yung kinakanta. So wala pa rin akong pake, baka may mga bata na nagkakanta sa baba. What made me almost shit my pants when I was heard right breathing malapit sa tenga ko. Talimot ko na kung left or right ear. Sakto pagkatigil ko, nanigas ako. So takbo ako nun sa admin office, nanginginig ako. Then habang pinapakalma ako, sinabi sa akin ng head na doon kasi namatay yung may-ari. Bahay kasi yun dati before tayuan ng school.